Well then, good afternoon. Well, depending on your time zone, it's good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Serge Fehr. I'm a member of the CWI Crypto Group, and together with Christian Schaffner from the University of Amsterdam and QSoft, would like to heartily welcome you to QCrypt 2020, the 10th anniversary edition of the annual conference on quantum cryptography.
So, sorry, I was missing that. I guess it's my turn. So what you wanted for QCrypt 2020, you can see on these nice pictures. It's actually a very beautiful day here in Amsterdam. It's summertime. We have lots of nice bridges, canals, bikes. But yeah, we all know and experienced that over the last few months with the pandemic. So things are online now. And here's what you get instead.
Indeed, unfortunately, this is what you get. Huh? So cats scrolling over your keyboard, kids yelling in the background, internet connections breaking, you name it. Well, still, fortunately, being forced to have the conference online, it has no impact on the scientific quality of the conference, as you will experience yourself during this week. Also, having the conference online makes it more accessible, makes it accessible to a larger crowd. I'll say more about that a bit later. Indeed, we have an exciting program ahead of us.
As usual, we have a mix of contributor talks, about 30 of them. Speakers have already pre-recorded their full talks, 20 to 25 minutes. You can find them linked from our website and on YouTube. But as usual, we will also have quite a lot of invited talks. The first one to follow right after by Anthony Leverrier. We're going to have 4 tutorial talks that are a bit longer and introduce us to new topics. We're also going to have 2 poster sessions, one on Tuesday afternoon and one Thursday morning, as well as an industry session on Wednesday morning, where we have 5 speakers and we're going to have some panel discussion. And also, as usual at QCrypt, we have kind of an exhibition. This time it's more a sponsor exhibition.
So much of the program was put together by the program committee. So the program committee this year was chaired by Fred Dupuis and co-chaired by Fai-Hook Su. The PC, the program committee, selected all the contributed talks by means of a careful reviewing and selection procedure, as is the case in every year for QCrypt. But more details about this you will hear during the business meeting, which takes place on Thursday afternoon.
So the whole conference is going to take place basically on 4 platforms. So first of all, we're going to have the Zoom webinar, where I see already 144 of you have found the way to. That's where we're going to hold scientific presentations. We also stream everything to YouTube. So there's a YouTube channel where you can watch this live, and where it will also be recorded and available for a later review. Then we have a Slack channel where you can participate. We have 1 channel per session. You can discuss things there while it's happening, but also mainly afterwards. So the speakers of the sessions, they are asked to visit the Slack channel afterwards and maybe pick up on things that have been happening there while they were away. So we want them to focus on their presentations in the Zoom webinar. But after that, you can also find them in our virtual meet and greet room. So this is a bit of an experiment, but we try to kind of emulate the conference atmosphere by having this website where you can walk around and you can sit with a bunch of people around the table and also have a video chat with them. So this will be open during all the breaks, and actually has been open right before the conference has started, and it will be available at the end of the day every day. Furthermore, follow us on Twitter. So if you tweet, use the hashtag QCrypt2020, and also we have a Twitter handle QCryptC for QCrypt conference, and all the details you can find on our website.
Yes. So we hope that all these different platforms are going to run smoothly, so that you have a nice online conference experience. If not, if you need some technical help, there are different ways to reach out to us. As well, you can see here, you can drop us a message on the Slack help desk channel. You can send an email to our help desk email address, or somewhat more personally, you can visit us at the help desk in the meet and greet room, which you find on the 3rd floor.
So by participating in QCrypt and attending it, you agree to follow the code of conduct, which we outline also on the web page, and we have added some paragraphs for online conferences. In particular, we want you to represent yourselves by your correct full name, so the professional name that you use and that you put on your articles. And then in general, we want you to contribute in a respectful and non-discriminating manner. In case you notice any inappropriate behavior, please send us an email to this email address, or you can also contact one of the Code of Conduct liaison persons that we list on the website.
Oh, as already mentioned, having the conference online has the advantage of making it much easier and much cheaper as well for you all to attend the conference. This is well reflected in the number of participants that we have so far. Indeed, as of this morning, we have a proud number of 958 attendees that have registered to the conference.
We also collected a little bit of statistics. So here you can see what people describe themselves. So half of them roughly consider themselves theorists, and the other half experiments, if you also count the ones that say that they're both. I think this is pretty much as usual at and the same or similar to previous editions of QCrypt.
Yeah, we also had a look at the geographical distribution of the participants. And so here you can see, sort of judging from the time zones that were indicated when they're registering, about a third of the participants come from sort of Central Europe, about a third from China, India, Japan, part of Asia, and 1/5 from the US and Canada. Well, there are a few percentages left, so those, I guess, come from, well, the rest of the world.
And as we also got used to it with time zones, things can be tricky. So when we start in the morning and at 11 tomorrow, then yeah, this is kind of a reasonable time for some parts of the world. But if you're at the West Coast on Pacific time in the US, then this is very early in the morning. So probably not too many people from California to be expected then. And when we finish in the evening at 5, that's in the middle of the night in Asia, in Japan, for instance. So yeah, I guess this is what we have been used to over the last few months, handling time zones. Yeah, that's also going to be part of this conference.
Now, I'd also like to use this opportunity to thank our sponsors for their generous support. The 2 gold sponsors we would like to thank are the Physical Review Journals from the American Physical Society and QSC, which is a joint project of QSoft, Leiden University, and QTech. Our silver sponsors are CAS QuantumNet, CQT from Singapore, ID Contic, IOP Publishing, the Jinan Institute of Quantum Technology, QRate. We also have a collective silver sponsorship from QSoft, University of Amsterdam, CWI, Rabobank, and the Amsterdam University of Applied Sciences. We have Quix as a silver sponsor, as well as Quantum Delft, RMY Electronics, and Single Quantum. And our bronze sponsors are Baidu, Diamant, the Paris Center for Quantum Computing, and VeryCloud.
We would also like to thank the organizers of last year's QCrypt 2019, so Gilles Brassard, Claude Crépeau, Sébastien Gon, and Louise Alvail, and their institutes, the Université de Montréal, McGill, and UQAM, for transferring the surplus from last year's conference to us, so we can build on that. So that's also been a tradition at the previous QCrypts, as we don't really have a governing body of QCrypt. It's nice to have some funds transferred from the previous edition to this one. Thank you very much for that.
So as already briefly mentioned, you can visit some of these sponsors in the meet and greet room. Simply go to the corresponding sponsor lounge. All the sponsor lounges are situated on the left of the floor. You find different sponsors on the different floors, and then in the sponsor lounge you can either talk to a representative of the sponsoring institute or company there, or just check out their pinboard by clicking on the whiteboard button in the toolbar once you're in the lounge. So the participating sponsors are the ones that are listed here. So please go and visit them.
All right, we don't want to let you wait any longer. However, we do hope that we're going to see you in person again next year, where we're also going to organize this conference, hopefully in person in Amsterdam, and then you will actually get to experience what you can see on these nice pictures here.
And so now, without any further ado, let's get started. So in the name of the entire organization committee, we wish you a great online conference. Good to have you all here. And with this on, I'm going to hand over to the session chair of the next session, Fred.